Hello my dear students, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome back to your favorite channel NEET World. This is Vasavi Ma'am, your biology educator. Yes, so students, if we quickly recall, in the previous live session we have done with the complete digestive system of Periplaneta Americana, right? Yes. So before starting the today's particular session, yes. So in today's session I am going to explain you in detail about the excretory system of cockroach. Okay. So students who are watching this particular session in online, just please stay tuned until this session gets end, because we are going to solve the NEET previous year questions related to both the digestive system as well as the excretory system of the cockroach, as well as I am also going to give you the most important questions and the most repeated very short answer type of questions, especially from the excretory system of cockroach. Okay. Yes, so stay tuned until the session gets end. Yes, so before starting about the excretory system, first, okay, once again I am going to revise you about the digestive system of the cockroach. Okay. So just within 2 to 3 minutes I am going to explain you, and I am going to give you just overview about the digestive system of the cockroach, right my dear students? Yes. So the digestive system of the cockroach, okay. So the digestive system of the cockroach is divided into alimentary canal, okay. It is going to have two main parts, alimentary canal and the associated glands, right. So when we are going to discuss about the alimentary canal, it is usually divided into three parts, okay. Isn't it not my dear students? Yes, alimentary canal is divided into three most important parts, okay, where in the alimentary canal we can find three different regions. One is foregut, okay, right, foregut, and the next one is midgut, okay, and the last part, okay, the last part of the alimentary canal, it is called as the hindgut, my dear students, okay. Yes. So now, yes. So the alimentary canal, the foregut, midgut and hindgut, each and everything, okay. So in between the digestive system we can find highly coiled regions, okay. So in between the crop, okay, first the mouth opens into the pharynx and pharynx opens into the esophagus, okay. From the esophagus the food is going to be sent and the food is going to be stored in the pear shaped organ that is called as crop, right. So in between the crop and esophagus we can find a pair of salivary glands which is going to release the saliva, and the saliva is going to be mixed up with the food, okay. It is going to be mixed up with the food in the mouth, and then next the food which is mixed with the saliva, it is then next it is going to be sent to the esophagus. From then, okay, next it is completely stored in the region of the crop, okay. So this is about the foregut, right my dear students. But below the crop we can find gizzard, okay. What is gizzard? Actually it is most important for the NEET point of view, my dear students, okay. The location as well as the functions of gizzard, hepatic caseae, okay, and the next one mesenteron, it is also called as the midgut, okay. So these three most important locations as well as the functions are most important for NEET point of view, okay. Yes. So the gizzard is going to contain, okay, the gizzard is going to have the yes, so it is usually involved in grinding, okay. So it is internally lined by the cuticle which is going to grind the food into fine paste like structure, my dear students, okay. With the help of the mandibles it is just going to chew the food, but with the help of the gizzard the food is going to be completely grinded finely and it is going to give the paste like appearance, okay. So the next, below the gizzard we can find the hepatic caseae, okay. So these are the blind tubules, okay. So these are the 6 to 8 blind tubules which are actually involved in the secretion and the absorption, okay, of few enzymes, okay. From here few digestive enzymes are going to be secreted, as well as the midgut is the main region, okay. The midgut is the main region where we cannot find the lining of the cuticle, okay. So in the entire alimentary canal, each and every part starting from the esophagus to the rectum and anus, okay. So here in between the foregut is lined by the cuticle, and the next one hindgut is also lined by the cuticle, but the midgut is not lined by the cuticle, okay. So that is a major reason, hence the midgut is going to absorb and it is going to secrete, okay. It is mainly involved in the absorption and secretion of the food, okay. So the major digestion is going to take place in the midgut itself, okay. So because it is not lined by the cuticle, hence it is also involved in the reabsorption also. Okay. Next, below the midgut, okay, in between the hindgut and in between the midgut, we can find the fine thread like projections, those are called as Malpighian tubules, which are meant for the excretion, right. So, from here the excretion process is going to start. So, this is just about the digestive system, it is very easiest answer and it is one of the most scoring concept for IP, okay. So, it is for long answer type of question, you need to write completely about the alimentary canal, about the associated glands, as well as you need to draw a well labeled diagram of salivary glands of cockroach, right my dear students. At the end you also need to mention the physiology of digestion and you need to give at least 3 to 4 enzymatic reactions, okay. So, in the presence of enzymes, how the food is going to be digested, okay. So, this is the way to score 8 marks in your IPE board examinations whenever you are going to get the question related to the digestive system of cockroach, okay. So, there is no chance to skip my dear students, always you need to be in thorough and it is one of the most easiest concept I can say, okay. Yes. So, without any delay, let us get started with the today's particular session. It is all about, yes, so it is all about the excretory system of Periplaneta Americana, okay. So, the excretory system of cockroach is very easy, okay, but you are going to get the questions, okay. Regarding the excretory system of the Periplaneta Americana, you are going to get just a 4-marker type of question, okay. So, the complete excretory system about the cockroach you are going to get in the IP examinations only for 4 marks my dear students, okay. We cannot expect 8-marker type of question from this particular concept, right. But there are few most important and few repeated very short answer type of questions. So, that is most important for the IPE point of view. I am going to explain you after completion of the excretory system, okay. Yes. So, stay tuned everyone. Yes. So, let us get started with this session. What is excretory system actually and what are the main organs or else what are the main parts involved in the excretory system of the cockroach, okay. Yes. So, very good evening my dear students, yes, yes. So, stay tuned, okay. So, when it comes to the excretory system of the cockroach, so here there are one most important primary excretory organs, okay, primary excretory organs we can say, or else there are the most one of the most important organ which is involved in the excretion in cockroach is Malpighian tubules, okay. Yes. So, the Malpighian tubules are the major parts, okay. So, these are the major organs or else we can say these are the first parts which are involved in the excretion, okay. So, students, where we can find the Malpighian tubules, just quickly answer me, in between which regions we can find the Malpighian tubules, okay. Yes. So, in between the midgut and in between the hindgut, okay. At the end of the midgut and during the starting point of the hindgut, in between the hindgut and midgut we can find a fine thread like projections, okay, a fine thread like projections. How many number of Malpighian tubules usually we can find? 100 to 150, okay, 100 to 150 many thread like structures we can find, those are called as the Malpighian tubules, okay. Yes. So, how Malpighian tubules are involved in excretion, okay, how they are usually going to perform the excretion, that we are going to see now. Yes, students. So, actually the Malpighian tubules, okay. So, usually the Periplaneta Americana, it is going to excrete the uric acid as a nitrogenous waste, okay. So, generally it excretes the uric acid, okay, the uric acid is a nitrogenous waste, hence as it is excreting the uric acid as a nitrogenous waste, it is called as, this insect is called as the uricotelic, okay. Hence, it is going to exhibit the uricotelic type of excretory system, okay. Yes. So, excretion is performed mainly by the Malpighian tubules. Usually, the Malpighian tubules are 100 to 150 in number and sometimes these are more in number also my dear students, okay. These are approximately 100 to 150. So, the main function of the Malpighian tubules is, yes. So, let us understand now. Yes. So, now I am going to explain you my dear students, just focus on this particular diagram itself, okay. It is yes. So, actually it is extracted from your NCERT and Telugu Academy standard books, yes. So, whenever immediately after completing the digestive system, simultaneously now we are going to discuss, now we are dealing with the excretory system, because both the digestive system and the excretory system are coordinated in function, and these are associated, all the excretory organs are associated with the alimentary canal of the cockroach. So, that is the reason we are dealing with the excretory system. So, at the end of the session you are going to understand how the digestive system, how alimentary canal is involved in excretion. So, this is one of the most important question. So, to attend this question, so to understand this particular concept you need to stay tuned until this session gets end. Yes students. So, here where we can find the Malpighian tubules. So, just focus on this particular diagram itself, it is very easy concept my dear students. Yes. So, where we can find the Malpighian tubules. Yes. So, can you see here, the red colored structure whatever I am drawing here. So, these are nearly 100 to 150 Malpighian tubules are present at the region in between the midgut and the hindgut. So, usually the hindgut is going to have ileum, colon and rectum, right my dear students. So, these are the Malpighian tubules which are present at the end of the midgut, and next during the starting point of the hindgut. So, now how the Malpighian tubules are going to collect the nitrogenous waste from the Periplaneta Americana, how it is usually going to collect the nitrogenous waste from the cockroach. See the blood, the blood is usually colorless, we can find the colorless blood in the cockroach, that we are calling it as the hemolymph. You will understand in detail about the hemolymph in the circulatory system. Yes. So, this is completely the hemolymph of the cockroach. Yes. So, it is the hemolymph of the cockroach. Now, this hemolymph is usually it is going to contain the nitrogenous waste. It is going to contain salts. It is usually going to contain what my dear students, salts, carbon dioxide, and next it is also going to contain the uric acid. So, all the inorganic waste, all the nitrogenous waste is going to be present in the hemolymph of the cockroach. So, now these Malpighian tubules, they are going to collect the all the nitrogenous waste from the hemolymph. So, it is, yes, let me choose the another color my dear students. Yes, can you see? Yes. So, these Malpighian tubules will collect the nitrogenous waste from the hemolymph of the cockroach. From the hemolymph all the nitrogenous waste is collected by the Malpighian tubules, and next after this process the nitrogenous waste is going to sent to the other parts which is present in the hindgut. So, after collecting the nitrogenous waste from the hemolymph, next immediately it passes the nitrogenous waste to the ileum, colon, rectum and anus. But not only Malpighian tubules, there is no involvement, we cannot say that only Malpighian tubules are involved in the excretion, but there are many different types of structures which are going to play a major role in the excretion my dear students. So, those all the structures are very important, just have a look on this particular slide. Yes, when it comes to the excretion, there are different types of structures which are continuously involved in storing, which are continuously involved in secretion and excretion of the uric acid. So, among those many structures, these are the most important ones. Yes, Malpighian tubules. So, these are the first organs. Organs we can say, or else these are the first parts which are involved. These are the first primary structures which are involved in the excretion. So, the Malpighian tubules of the cockroach, it is going to contain the epithelium. The epithelium of the Malpighian tubules is going to contain two most important cells, that is ciliated cells and the glandular cells. So, I am going to explain you about this my dear students. First understand how many structures are involved in excretion actually. Yes. So, ciliated cells and the glandular cells, these are present in the epithelium of Malpighian tubules. First understand this. Okay, next we are going to discuss in depth. Okay, yes, nephrocytes. Okay, isn't it, my dear students? So the nephrocytes, so these are also involved in the excretion, but these are involved in the balance. Okay, these are involved in hemolymph. They are going to maintain the balance of the hemolymph, and sometimes, okay, it is also going to act like detoxification. Okay, it is also going to act like the major center for the detoxification of waste, right? So it is going to yes, it is going to act and it is going to perform like the detoxification of the waste materials, and its major function is to maintain the hemolymph balance. Okay, and next one, fat bodies. Okay, what are fat bodies, my dear students? Okay, so these are some modified cells. Okay, the fat bodies contain the cells which are involved in storage of the fats. Along with that, they are going to store, okay, they are going to store uric acid. Are you understanding, my dear students? Yes. So the fat bodies are going to store the fats. Along with the fats, they are going to store the uric acid in the special cells called as corpora adiposa. Okay, so the corpora adiposa are the special cells in the fat bodies which are going to store the uric acid. Okay, so now what is storage excretion actually? Yes, so coming to this particular point. Okay, so the fat bodies, in the fat bodies of the cockroach, okay, in the excretory system, the fat bodies are the structures which are involved in storage of the fats. Along with that, there are some specialized cells called as corpora adiposa. Okay, corpora adiposa, they are going to store the uric acid throughout the life. They are going to store the uric acid throughout the life, and whenever the cockroach is going to die, all the uric acid, all the nitrogenous waste is going to be excreted from the fat bodies. Okay, so this particular mechanism, it is called as storage excretion, which is most important and which is repeated many times in IPE for 2 marks. Okay, yes. So it is one of the most important, very short answer type of question. Definitely we may expect sometimes, okay, what is storage excretion? Okay, so this question is important, my dear students. So please try to understand and be in thorough with this concept. Okay, storage excretion in the sense the fat body is present. Okay, what are fat bodies? These are the excretory structures in Periplaneta Americana. The fat bodies are going to contain a special cells called as corpora adiposa, which are involved in storage of the uric acid. And next one, okay, they are going to store the uric acid for the lifetime. Whenever the cockroach is going to die, all the nitrogenous waste, okay, along with the uric acid, it is going to be sent out. Okay, that particular process, it is called as storage excretion, which is very important for 2-marker type of question. Yes, next one, uricose glands. Yes, students, what are uricose glands? Okay, so all the online students, just pay your attention whatever the concepts we are discussing, because at the end of this session we are going to solve the NEET previous year questions related to the mostly, okay, the questions are related just to the excretory as well as the digestive system. Okay, so now understand what are uricose glands. Okay, yes. So the uricose glands are also the main structures which are present in the excretory part, okay, which are going to be involved in the excretory system of the cockroach. But these uricose glands are not going to release directly the uric acid, my dear students. Okay, they are going to release the uric acid just only during the process whenever they are involved in ejaculation. Ejaculation in the sense whenever the male cockroaches, okay, these uric acid, okay, these uricose glands generally we usually find only in the male cockroaches. Okay, only the male cockroaches are going to contain the uricose glands during, okay, whenever the male cockroaches, okay, whenever the cockroach is going to release the sperms, okay, at that particular time, immediately along with the sperms, it is also going to release the uric acid. Okay, so in this way the uricose glands are going to release the uric acid during the ejaculation process, and this we are going to find only in the male cockroaches. Clear? Yes. So now, okay, next what we are left with the structure, my dear students, cuticular walls. Okay, what are cuticular walls and what is cuticle actually? Okay, so the exoskeleton, the body wall or else the exoskeleton of the cockroach is made up of cuticle, chitinous cuticle, right. So, the cuticular walls, these are also involved in removal of the nitrogenous waste. Okay. So, during the molting, whenever they are going to shed the exoskeleton, at that particular time, along with the exoskeleton, along with the shedding of the exoskeleton, they are also going to remove the nitrogenous waste. Okay. So, the cuticular walls are also going to be involved in the excretion of the uric acid or else the excretion of the nitrogenous waste. Okay. So, generally during the molting process, this particular thing is, it is going to be happen. Okay. So, during the molting, the cockroach is going to release the uric acid from the cuticular walls. Okay. So, molting in the sense just shedding the exoskeleton or else just shedding the body parts of the cockroach. Yes, clear my dear students? Yes. So, these are the main, okay, the apart from the Malpighian tubules, these are some other excretory parts, excretory structures which are involved just in the elimination of the nitrogenous waste in the cockroach. Okay. So, now I will explain you how the ciliated cells and how the glandular cells are involved in the removal of the uric acid, or else how they are going to be involved in removal and how they are going to be involved actually in the excretion. Okay. So, now we will understand about this, my dear students. Yes. So, now look here. Okay. So, students, I am not that much good at diagram. Okay. So, but just understand. Okay. Just I am going to show you the hypothetical view, just try to understand the concept, right. Yes. So, now look here. Yes. So, yes. So, usually the Periplaneta Americana, the cockroach is going to contain, okay, the alimentary canal of the cockroach is divided into foregut, midgut and hindgut, right. So, now look here. Yes. So, this will be the, yes. So, this is the foregut part, and the next one here it is going to have the midgut, okay, and next, okay students, and next. So, once you just look into this particular visual, then you are going to get the idea. Okay. Right, my dear students? Yes. So, this will be the midgut and this will be the hindgut. Okay. So, in between the midgut and hindgut, here we are finding the Malpighian tubules, right. So, clear with the diagrammatic view? Yes. So, now look into and just focus here whatever I am explaining. Yes. Okay. So, this is the midgut region. Okay. So, at the end, okay, at the end of the midgut, okay, at the end of the midgut here we can find the Malpighian tubules. Okay. So, usually it is not going to be this much broad, these are very fine thread like tubules, my dear students. Okay. So, but I am drawing it in this way because you should understand. Okay. Right. So, next from here, okay, it opens into the ileum and next one colon, and the next part will be the rectum, and next it is going to be excreted through the anus, right. So, just understand this particular view itself. Okay. It is not that much good, my dear students, but just try to understand the concept. Okay. So, now we are saying that the Malpighian tubules, the epithelium of the Malpighian tubules is lined by two most important cells, right. So, one will be the yes, let me write here, ciliated cells, okay, and glandular cells, okay, glandular cells and ciliated cells. Okay. So, now these Malpighian tubules are present, this completely it is going to be the hindgut, my dear students. Okay, it is the hindgut and this will be the midgut. Okay. So, here we can find the hepatic acid, so that is not involved here as we are dealing with the excretion itself. Okay. So, now this will be the Malpighian tubules and this is completely the, yes, the abdominal part of the cockroach. Okay. So, it has been different. Okay. So, completely the structure has been changed, but the concept is same, my dear students. Okay. Whatever I am explaining easily you can understand. So, just do not focus on the structure. Okay. Just focus on the concept how I am explaining. Okay. Yes. So, now this completely here what we can find, my dear students, this is completely the hemolymph, right. So, this is the hemolymph of cockroach. Yes. So, this will be the hemolymph of the cockroach. Let me write hemolymph here. Okay. Yes. So, this will be the hemolymph And in the hemolymph of the cockroach we can find some inorganic salts, uric acid, okay, and we can also find different types of waste materials, okay. Yes. So, here what is present in the hemolymph, my dear students? Salt, okay. Along with the salt what we can find? Uric acid, okay. So, completely the hemolymph is also going to contain some nitrogenous waste materials, okay. So, now here this is the Malpighian tubules, okay. I am going to make the structure a little largest, okay, by that you can understand, okay. So, now this will be the Malpighian tubule, okay. So, this part, okay, usually students it is very fine structure, but as we are dealing with the special cells, special epithelial cells which are present in the Malpighian tubules. So, this is the way I am drawing, yes. So, here usually it is going to contain the glandular cells, okay, glandular cells. Along with the glandular cells there are some ciliated cells, okay, ciliated cells. So, now what these glandular cells of the Malpighian tubules they are going to do, okay. So, these glandular cells they are going to absorb, okay, yes, yes students. So, the Malpighian tubules are involved in performing 3 major functions, okay, yes. So, the Malpighian tubules are involved in Malpighian tubules are involved in 3 major functions, okay. Absorption, okay, my dear students, okay, first absorption, secretion and excretion, okay, yes. Focus here, absorption, okay, and the next one is secretion and excretion, my dear students, clear. So, what about it? It is about the Malpighian tubules which are extremely involved in performing 3 major functions. First, absorption, secretion and excretion. So, how it is going to be done with the help of glandular cells and ciliated cells? Look here. So, these structures whatever I have drawn here, these are the glandular cells, okay. So, these are the glandular cells, okay. So, now these glandular cells will absorb the uric acid from the hemolymph. They are going to absorb salt, inorganic waste along with the uric acid from the hemolymph, okay. Can you see this is completely the white color dotted structure whatever I have drawn, it is a hemolymph of the cockroach, and these glandular cells will receive the hemolymph, okay, not hemolymph, these glandular cells will receive the uric acid, okay. Can you see the uric acid here, and salt, many other waste materials, okay. So, first glandular cells are involved in absorption, okay. First the glandular cells are involved in the absorption of the uric acid from the hemolymph of the cockroach, okay. So, after absorption what it is going to do, okay. So, after absorption immediately they are going to secrete, it into the, yes, okay. So, immediately it is going to secrete here. First in the Malpighian tubules immediately the glandular cells will absorb the uric acid and they will secrete it into the these particular parts, and the next, okay, after secretion here we have one more important cells, right. So, here we can find one more most important cells, those are called as ciliated cells, right my dear students, I am writing here. So, these are the ciliated cells, okay. So, now what these ciliated cells will do, okay, glandular cells they have absorbed and they have secreted, that is it, okay. But these ciliated cells will continuously push, okay, they will continuously push the nitrogenous waste from the Malpighian tubules, okay. Whenever these ciliated cells are going to push the nitrogenous waste, immediately all the nitrogenous waste is going to be passed into the ileum, okay. So, this is the ileum my dear students, okay, ileum, and the next one is colon, and this part, okay, here it is going to be the rectum and anus. Clear with the Malpighian tubules how the excretion process is going to happen? These are the Malpighian tubules which are going to contain and which is involved in absorption, secretion and excretion, right. So, the Malpighian tubules are going to contain 2 most important cells, glandular cells and the ciliated cells. Now, the glandular cells will absorb the uric acid and nitrogenous waste along with the salt and some other waste from the hemolymph. After absorption, it will secrete it into the tubules, and whenever the uric acid is secreted here, the ciliated cells will continuously push the nitrogenous waste from the Malpighian tubules. Whenever the ciliated cells will push all the nitrogenous waste will enter into the region of the ileum, and then next from the ileum it is going to be secreted continuously with the help of the colon, with the help of the rectum, all the nitrogenous waste will pass, okay, and next it is completely released from the anus, right. So, this is about the Malpighian tubules, how the excretion process is going to takes place, okay. I think and I hope this particular concept is clear to you, my dear students, okay. So, just do not focus on the structure and do not focus on the diagrammatic part, just understand the visual, okay, just understand the concept, okay. So, yes, so this is all about it, okay. So, can you see here this white color structure is the hemolymph, okay. So, these are what are these, my dear students? Malpighian tubules, and this will be the midgut, and these three parts ileum, colon and rectum, these are going to be found in the hindgut, okay. So, these are what are these? These are glandular cells and these are the ciliated cells, okay. So, clear with this particular concept? Yes. So, now we will see, yes my dear students, yes. So, now look here, so these are your, yes, so these are the most important statements extracted from your standard standard textbooks like Telugu Academy and NCERT lines, okay. So, excretion is performed by the Malpighian tubules in cockroach, and next one, each tubule is glandular and ciliated cells, okay. Each Malpighian tubules are going to contain what types of epithelial cells? Glandular cells and the ciliated cells, right. So, absorb the nitrogenous waste products and convert them into the uric acid, okay. So, these two cells will receive the nitrogenous waste from the hemolymph, and the uric acid is going to be excreted, okay, and they are going to be excreted through the hindgut, okay. They are excreted through the hindgut in the sense which is going to be contain three most important parts, okay, ileum, colon and rectum, okay. Yes students. So, once again have a look on this particular slide and just quickly immediately take the screenshot of it, because these all the most important excretory structures are yes students, okay. From these excretory structures you may get the questions for NEET, okay. So, what is storage excretion, my dear students? Yes, clear with these Malpighian tubules, okay. So, this is about the nephrocytes, okay. What are the nephrocytes? What are nephrocytes? So, these are going to maintain the hemolymph balance, okay. So, along with the nephrocytes, fat bodies also we can find which are involved in and which are going to contain a special cells called as corpora adiposa, okay. So, these are the special cells which will store the uric acid, okay. So, the fat cells are going to store the fats. Along with the fat cells, there are some important cells called as corpora adiposa which will store the uric acid for the lifelong, okay. So, when the cockroach is going to die, it is completely it is going to be excreted, the uric acid, okay. So, it is called as storage excretion. First it stores and at the end it is going to be excreted, okay. So, this is about the uricose glands. These are just present only in the male cockroaches, and during whenever they are going to excrete and whenever they are going to release the sperms, at the same time they are also going to excrete the uric acid, okay. And cuticular walls, okay. During the molting process, the cuticle of the cockroach is going to excrete the uric acid, okay. So, this is about the excretory system of the cockroach, okay. Yes. So, yes students, yes. So, now see here, most important very short answers from the excretory system and the NEET previous year questions related to both the digestive system and the excretory system, okay. So, clear with the excretory system, my dear students. Now, we will, yes. So, now we will understand the most important very short answer type of questions, and we are also going to solve the NEET previous year questions just related to excretory as well as the digestive system, yes. So, this is one of the most important VSAQ, okay, yes. So, it is there for your IP examination. Just have a look on the question. The nitrogenous waste in periplaneta are removed from the body, okay. So, through the alimentary canal, why, okay. So, now you need to answer me this particular question, because so why the cockroach is going to excrete the nitrogenous waste from the alimentary canal, okay. So, why in the sense the alimentary canal of the cockroach is going to contain, and it is divided into three most important regions, foregut, midgut and hindgut, okay. So these three are the main parts present in alimentary canal. But apart from the midgut and apart from the foregut, hindgut is also the part of the alimentary canal which is involved in the excretion, of the nitrogenous waste, right. So the hindgut is going to contain ileum, colon and rectum, okay. So the hindgut is also the most important part of the alimentary canal, and at the region, okay, in the hindgut we are going to find Malpighian tubules, okay. So they will collect the nitrogenous waste and they will release it into the ileum, colon and the rectum, okay. So at the end, from the anus, a solid or the semi-solid form, the uric acid is going to be excreted. Yes. So now have a look on the next question, my dear students. How does the cuticle of the cockroach helps in excretion? Okay. Yes, the cuticle helps by the periodically, okay. How the cuticle is going to be involved in excretion? Because during the molting process. What is molting, my dear students? The shedding of the exoskeleton, right. Yes. So during the shedding of the exoskeleton, it is going to excrete the uric acid, okay. So during molting, so it is going to, okay, removing the stored excretory substances along with it, okay. Okay, as soon as it is going to shed, okay, as soon as it is going to shed the cuticle, along with the cuticle, it is also going to, yes, it is also going to excrete the stored nitrogenous waste, okay. Yes. So now let us have a look on the one more important VSAQ. Yes, how do fat bodies helps in excretion? It is one of the most important question, my dear students. It is repeated in your IPE examination, okay. So it is most important for 2 marks, okay. So 4 marker type, okay, about the excretory system you are going to get the questions just for 2 marker type and sometimes for the 4 marker type. Yes. So understand how do fat bodies helps in excretion, okay. See here, fat bodies, what are fat bodies? Okay, these are the cells, these are the excretory structures present in the cockroach, right. So they are going to store the uric acid in the special cells called as corpora adiposa, okay. So they will store the uric acid throughout the lifetime, and then next, okay, these are also involved in and these are also going to perform, and they will detoxify the harmful substances aiding in excretion and homeostasis, okay. So this is about this, my dear students, okay. Fat bodies are, they will store the uric acid throughout the life, and whenever the cockroach is going to die, at that time it is going to be excreted completely, okay. Yes. And next one, what is storage excretion, okay. So what is storage excretion, my dear students? Storage excretion is the accumulation of waste products like uric acid, okay, and uric acid in harmless forms within the body tissues. Example, fat bodies to be excreted later, okay. First it will store and then later it is going to be excreted, that is called as storage excretion. Yes. So hope all the very short answer type of questions are clear to all of you. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment sections. Yes. So now let us solve the NEET previous year questions related to the excretory system of the cockroach, okay. So the given question here is, which of the following is the correct match for the structure and its functions in Periplaneta Americana, okay. So students, all the multiple choice questions, okay, all the NEET PYQs whatever I am showing here, it seems to be very easy, but these are very tricky to my dear students, okay. So try to understand the concept in depth and try to solve each and every question perfectly, okay. See here, which of the following is the correct match for the structure and its functions in Periplaneta Americana, okay. So here they have mentioned few structures and they have also mentioned the important functions, okay. So you need to identify which is the correct structure and which is going to perform the proper right function, right. Yes. So Malpighian tubules are involved in excretion. So first look into the options, my dear students, okay. Yes. Option A, Malpighian tubules are involved in excretion. Next, gizzard is involved in grinding of the food, right. And next one, hepatic casie, okay, it is involved in secretion of the digestive enzymes, okay. And next one, crop is involved in storage of food, okay. So all the online students, just comment the right answer which you are expecting, okay, which one will be the right option among this, okay. So, let us identify, my dear students, let us solve it. Yes. So, the Malpighian tubules are involved in the excretion. So, if we look into the options, each and every option is true, but there is one trick, okay. So, understand, yes, Malpighian tubules are involved in the excretion, okay. So, not only Malpighian tubules, along with the Malpighian tubules, just now we have seen many different structures are involved actually, okay, which are going to excrete the uric acid, okay, but primarily the okay, first the Malpighian tubules are going to contain two special cells. So, from there the process is going to start, okay. So, this option is wrong, my dear students, because not only Malpighian tubules, many other cells like nephrocytes, uricose glands, okay, cuticular walls, these all are the structures which are actually involved in the excretion, right. Yes. So, coming towards the gizzard, okay, gizzard is involved in grinding of food, okay. So, it is absolutely right answer, okay. So, it is absolutely the right answer, because the mouth parts of the cockroach is going to contain the mandibles, okay. So, it is going to contain the mandibles which will just bite and which will just chew the food, but completely the grinding and the breakdown of the food and making the food into fine paste like structure, it occurs especially by the involvement of the gizzard, right. So, gizzard is the main part which is going to contain, okay, the gizzard is going to contain 6 to 8 blind tubules which are continuously involved in grinding the food and making the food into fine paste like structure, okay. So, gizzard is the right option, but once look here my dear students, option C and D, hepatic gaseae, these are involved in secretion of the digestive systems, okay. So, where we can find the hepatic gaseae? At the region of the midgut, right. So, the hepatic gaseae, these are not only involved in the secretion, but these are also involved in the absorption also, because the midgut is the region where we cannot find the cuticle, okay. So, due to this is a major region, yes. So, this is a major part where both the secretion and absorption is going to takes place, okay. So, this will be the wrong option, okay. Secretion of digestive enzymes is true, but along with the secretion it is also involved in reabsorption, okay. Next one, crop, okay. Crop is going to act like the storage of the food, okay. So, usually we have learned about it, crop usually stores the food, okay, but not permanently, it is going to store the food temporarily for some time, and later next it is going to, okay, next the food is going to be transferred and next the food is going to be digested with the help of many enzymes secreted from the hepatic gaseae, okay. So, students, did you got the point? Each and every option is true, okay, as per your assumption, but okay, there is a trick, okay. Each and every option is true and we have learned just these, but these are the right option, okay. Which will be the right option? Gizzard, okay. So, gizzard is the right option and it is considered mostly as the right one, okay. So, this is the question repeated in NEET 2021, okay. Yes, next have a look on, yes, in cockroach the site of food storage is, okay. So, this is one of the NEET previous year question of 2020, okay. So, here the question is about the food storage, okay, at which part the cockroach is going to store the food, okay. The given options are gizzard, okay. So, it is absolutely wrong because it is just involved in continuous grinding of the food. Midgut, okay. What is the role of midgut, my dear students? Absorption, secretion and reabsorption, okay. So, that is the reason, okay. Midgut is involved in complete absorption of the digested food, but when it comes to esophagus, it is not going to have the major role actually, but just it is simply it is going to receive the food and it is going to transfer, it is going to send the food into the crop, okay. But the esophagus is also the wrong option, the right option will be the crop, okay, because crop is the pear shaped part, okay. Crop is a pear shaped organ where it is going to store the food temporarily for some time, okay. Whereas gizzard is involved in grinding, midgut is involved in secretion and absorption of the digested food, esophagus is just, it is not involved in major function, but it is going to send the food from the esophagus, it is going to send the food to the crop, okay. Yes. So, now look into this particular question. Yes. So, this question is repeated in, yes, All India Pre-Medical Test for 2015. Okay, this question has been repeated. Which part of the cockroach secretes the digestive enzymes? Okay, so it is a direct question, my dear students. Yes, crop is going to act like a storage part of food. Okay, so this will be the wrong option. Gizzard is also the wrong. Malpighian tubules are meant for the excretion but not for the secretion of digestive enzymes. So, actually from where the digestive enzymes are going to be secreted? From hepatic caseae. Okay. So, these are 6 to 8 blind tubules which are involved in secretion and absorption of the digestive enzymes. Okay. They will secrete the digestive enzymes. After the digestion they are going to reabsorb. Okay. Yes, clear? Yes. So, now have a look on this. In Periplaneta Americana, food is ground by. Okay, so food is going to be grinded by which? With the help of the gizzard. Okay, so just now we have discussed this particular question, I think. Yes, so it has been repeated once again. Yes, gizzard is the answer. And next one, in 2016 in NEET question, okay, in NEET examination, this is the question in phase 1. Okay, in cockroach, digestion of the food occurs in, okay, where actually the digestion is going to take place? In the midgut. Okay, so the midgut is the only part where we cannot find the cuticle lining. Okay, all the alimentary canal parts, okay, all the parts in the alimentary canal are lined by the chitinous cuticle except the midgut. Okay, hence in the midgut only the complete digestion is going to take place and complete reabsorption and secretion is going to takes place. Okay, crop is wrong, it is involved in storage. Gizzard is also the wrong option which is involved in grinding the food, and hepatic caseae is also the wrong option. It is just involved in secretion of the digestive enzymes but not for the complete digestion process. Okay, so the midgut is the region where the digestion is going to takes place. Yes. So, now have a look on these, my dear students, in cockroach. Okay, so these two are the questions related to the excretion. Yes. So, in cockroach, excretion is brought about by, okay. So, how the excretion is going to take place in the cockroach, okay. So, first look into the option A. So, this it is a phallic gland and these are the collateral glands, okay. These two are absolutely wrong options, my dear students, okay, because phallic glands, okay, phallic glands we can find in the male cockroaches which are involved in secretion of the sperms from the spermatophores, but collateral glands are formed, okay, collateral glands are found in the female cockroaches. These are involved in formation of the egg cases, okay. Regarding these parts, okay, regarding phallic glands and regarding collateral glands, I am going to explain you in detail in the reproductive system of the cockroach, okay. So, just eliminate the option A and option D, right. So, now look into the option B and option C, okay. So, what is option B? Nephrocytes. Are you thinking whether this particular option is true, my dear students? Nephrocytes, it is wrong because nephrocytes are going to act like the detoxification centers and nephrocytes are involved in maintenance of the hemolymph balance, okay. They will balance the hemolymph, but these are also involved in excretion, but the major part, okay. So, the next option is option C, fat bodies, right. So, the fat bodies are going to contain the special cells called as corpora adiposa which are going to store the uric acid for the lifetime and later it is going to be excreted, okay. So, that is called as storage excretion, right. So, nephrocytes will maintain the hemolymph balance and fat bodies will, yes, fat bodies will involve in the excretion of the uric acid, okay. So, this will be the right option for this particular question. Yes. So, next one. So, this is the question in NEET 2025. So, it is also related to the excretory system itself. So, just to look into the given statements here. Statement 1. What is statement 1, my dear students? All the online students just quickly answer me this particular question, okay. So, it is very easy. Whatever we have discussed, from that only the PYQs has been repeated, right. So, there is no doubt. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment sections. Yes. So, here Malpighian tubules, okay. Malpighian tubules are used in osmoregulation and excretion. So, this will be the right option. And next one, Malpighian tubules are present at the junction of midgut and hindgut, right. I have already explained you. Yes, Malpighian tubules are found at the region of midgut and the hindgut, which is correct among the two options, among the two statements. First statement is saying about the excretion. Okay, in the first statement, Malpighian tubules are involved in the excretion, right? So it is absolutely true. With the help of the glandular cells and with the help of the ciliated cells, it is going to perform absorption, secretion and excretion. Okay. And next one, Malpighian tubules are present at the junction of the midgut and the hindgut. Okay, so absolutely this is also true, my dear students. But when it comes to the options, both statements, okay, both the statements 1 and 2 are right. Okay, so we cannot say only statement 1 is true, we can't say only the statement 2 is true, but both the statements are involved in excretion. Hence, in the option you have, yes, option 3 is both 1 and 2 statements are right. Okay, so option 3 will be the right option, my dear students. Yes. So, all the online students, whether this today's particular session is clear, or else if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment sections. Yes. So, in the next upcoming live session, I am going to explain you about the circulatory system of the cockroach. So, that is also one of the very easiest and yes students. So, it is not that much complicated, it is very easy. Yes. So, meet you in the next upcoming live session. Stay tuned with the NEET World, like, share and subscribe.